All right, guys, again, we got 30 seconds until market open here. So keep an eye here on IQ. I'm going to be watching SeaWorld as well, and Netflix for right now. So we'll see how this day goes. So Netflix is starting to pull back a little bit out of the gates. IQ is trying to squeeze a little bit here. So IQ is starting to squeeze up. So I'm just watching it for right now. Yeah, it looks like IQ is getting ready to squeeze. So I'm watching IQ as it's getting closer to the 100 moving average. AMD is starting to pull back pretty good. SeaWorld is pulling back pretty well too. Watching IQ here, IQ is looking pretty weak. Like it might be getting ready to start selling off. So I might start watching IQ short here. All right, so I just entered IQ short with 2,000 shares. Looks like it's getting ready to just kind of pull back pretty good. So I'm currently in short 2,000 shares on IQ. I just covered up 1,000. Wow, that spiked up pretty fast on me. So I just covered 1,000 on IQ. Was up about 300 bucks on the trade. So still have 1,000 shares short holding. When I covered, it just got sucked right back up. So still holding short 1,000 shares right now. Just kind of chopping around, not doing a whole lot yet. Come on, baby. Yeah, I really need IQ to just kind of dump out right here. So just kind of nursing this trade on IQ. I'm going to downsize a little bit. So I'm going to take off another 500 shares. So I just took off 500 shares on IQ. Only have 500 more shares on the trade. Just looking for this thing to wash out like one more candle, and then I'm just going to call it. Just moving like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's moving all right. So it's coming down to this 28 like 60s area. Starting to get a little bit of a buyer's candle on IQ right now. Yeah, I'm going to take it off. So I just took off the last 500 shares, just got myself a $175 win on the day. Could have been a little bit bigger. Guess it could have been worse. So $175 starting off on the day, not bad. Apple's starting to push up pretty well. Netflix is starting to pop up. I think I'm going to take Netflix long. Ooh. So just watching Netflix right now, but just the way it's kind of curling, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm taking it. I just hopped in long on Netflix. Kind of got filled right at the high. So not a very, very good entry, but I think this thing's getting ready to push up a little bit. So I did take Netflix long, looking for this thing to start squeezing up, probably closer to 344, and then maybe even over. So just kind of watching it right now. Not a lot of volume on the trade so far. Netflix isn't seeing a ton of volume. So it's starting to push up. And I was kind of looking for a bigger squeeze off of that entry I just took. So I might exit and just play a little bit safer here. just because there's not a ton of volume yet. There it goes. Now it's starting to move. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm getting ready to sell. Just sold 150 shares there on Netflix. Still have 150 shares riding out. Beautiful. This turned into a monster trade. Oh, good. Good stuff. So I'm still in 150 shares. A lot of buyers coming in on Netflix right now. So I'm watching it. It popped up to like 345. So that 345 area is kind of a resistance. I'm just going to hold these 150 shares. I think it's got a little bit more room to the upside. So I'm going to see if it can break through his 344.50s. So I'm just going to hold Netflix for right now. Oh, SEAS got bought up right on the 50 moving average and that VWAP. So I'm going to go focus some attention over on SEAS. Netflix is pulling back pretty hard there. So Netflix, again, I anticipated Netflix was going to start pulling back. So I'm just waiting through this pullback to see if it wants to push higher. If the pullback fails, I'm going to exit fully. Still looks like it's holding up pretty well throughout this pullback. So I'm just going to kind of let these 150 shares, I'm just going to let these 150 shares kind of ride here on Netflix, see what they do for me. So SeaWorld just put in a lower high from the high a day there, a little bit of a lower high. Still watching it. Might even take it long. Oh, I just missed the entry on there on SeaWorld. Netflix is pulling back pretty good, still in long here. I just missed a beautiful entry there on SeaWorld. Wasn't quick enough. All right, Netflix is pulling back pretty good. I don't want to exit just yet, but it's starting to sell off, and I should. I'll give it about a half a second, see if it picks up. It's right on the 9 moving average, so I'm going to give this a second here. There it goes, picking up back off that level. So it's still, Netflix is still holding a 9 moving average pretty well, so I'm just giving it a second here, see how it reacts on this 9 moving average. So far, it's holding up pretty well. I might just exit it and just lock in the $100. It was about a $300 trade at the highs, but I didn't sell out fully. Yeah, I'm not liking it. So I just fully exited on Netflix. So $82 win, tried to hold through the pullback, didn't do so hot. So yeah, could have been a bigger win there for sure. So sitting up on the day, $257, 2 trades, 100% accuracy so far. Yeah. Wow, look at Netflix got bought right back up. That sucks. That sucks for me. Wow, that really sucks. Well, that's okay. Win's a win, and I'm still green. So Netflix isn't seeing a whole lot of volume. I'm going to focus over on Apple. Apple is starting to get hit pretty good here. Wish I would have noticed it a second ago. Oh, AAPL, that's why. So Apple rolled over pretty nicely. So I'm still watching SeaWorld here, possibly long. All right, so I just got long on SeaWorld. I took it at the highs again. I actually should have been paying closer attention. So I just hopped in long on SeaWorld, basically right at 26. Horrible trade for me to get in right at 26. So now I'm just kind of holding, and Thinkorswim is frozen, which is always good. Not. So I'm currently in long on SeaWorld, pulling back pretty good. Definitely negative on the trade. I'm in big size. But it also doesn't help when you get filled right at 26. I took a bad entry there, and now I'm just trying to hold out. Now I'll have to hold through a pullback. So we'll see. Just going to hold this for a second. So I'm going to have to go into some big red here before I even come close to seeing green. So I'm currently long SeaWorld, looking for this thing to kind of spike for a second. Yeah. It's still holding up. Actually, just add in a little bit more long on SeaWorld. Bring my average down. And if this trade doesn't work out, I'm just going to fully exit here. Yeah, so all out on SeaWorld, just horrible trading there. It wasn't very good. So just took a $633 loss. That puts me down 375 on the day. Yeah, that was just a bad trade altogether. Wasn't focused on that one the way I should have been. See, now it starts to squeeze. Yeah. So SeaWorld trying to get over that $26 mark. So if I would have held there, I would have been able to get profitable on the trade, but I was in big size, got a little nervous, wasn't on top. Yeah, that was a no bueno. Yeah, watching Apple. Apple's still kind of just trading, doing its thing. Still watching SeaWorld. I think it has room to push in it. I already told us it doesn't really want lower on the day. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm re-longing SeaWorld. Just got in long on SeaWorld on that pullback. Oh, they still filled me at the high on the candles. So I'm back in long SeaWorld. Gonna see if this kind of holds up above the 9 moving average and curls back up towards 26. They gave me a fill at 25.81, so still holding. 26 is showing a pretty clear resistance, but yet we already tried going lower on SeaWorld today, so it makes sense for it to want to push higher. Has a nice little curl taking place right now. So I'm going to see if this is going to be the one that kind of pushes us up. I might downsize on SeaWorld if it pops up, might sell half of my position. So it's starting to pop up, pulling back again. Yeah, we'll see how it reacts there. Wow, just getting crushed there. So, yep, SeaWorld bought right back up. This could just be one of those earnings plays that has just a slow grind all day. So we'll see. I might take the big hit here. Yeah, getting crushed. So going to see how it reacts here at the VWAP and then go from there. I don't want to sell out too early and just fake myself out. So I'm giving it some time to work out. If it doesn't get dip bought up here, then that's probably where, let's see, it broke that trend. Yeah, just gonna have to call it big loss and just step away from it. Yeah, so I just took a big hit there on SeaWorld. FOMO, trying to win some money, didn't work. So down $1,600 on the day now from that just poor trading. IQ still not doing a whole lot, really just back and forth chop. Yeah, look at SeaWorld now, just getting crushed. Oh, the FOMO was real on SeaWorld. That was my mistake. Could have easily played that short. Got stubborn with a long play. Yeah, so now that SeaWorld has broken down and it failed to go through 26, I'm going to start watching this thing even short bias now. Get my head clear and actually get a good trade in here on the day. Oh yeah, MU selling off pretty good. If SeaWorld can get back up to this 2550s area, that's where I might look to get in short on SeaWorld. It failed to move higher over 26 multiple times. It broke the 50 moving average just recently. Oh, I would have loved to have played that thing short. Yeah, so I just entered short SeaWorld. I'm going to see if this gives us another leg down to the downside here. Again, didn't take the best entry on it. We'll see what this does for us, see if it can roll over. So currently holding short here on SeaWorld, 3,000 shares, looking forward to just panic sell down. It's really what I need is a panic sell on SeaWorld to the downside. So a couple bad trades early in the morning did not help. So again, short SeaWorld right now, it's below the 50 moving average. I'm looking for us to just kind of panic sell and just go dump, dump, dump. That would be ideal. So this is a very determining candle right here. Yeah, if this candle doesn't start breaking down, we might start squeezing up again, and then that'll be another big loss on the day. And at that point, I might call it. So just trying to be extra patient here. So SeaWorld's kind of squeezing back up. It's still holding below the 9 moving average. Yeah, I might have to exit here on SeaWorld for another loss. Looks like it's going to try and squeeze back up and over the VWAP. Still holding short SeaWorld. I mean, as long as it can kind of just stay down, I'll hold it. But if it starts squeezing up and over the VWAP really strong, I'm going to get hit. I'll take the big loss, and then I'm just going to have to call it. Nah, it's starting to go right now. Let's see, the gap up's pretty big. Could it fail again and roll over? Possibly. So this could be the possible start of a trend to the downside. So still holding short here on SeaWorld. Oh, that looks good. Come on, get hammered. Start coming down. So down about 600 bucks on SeaWorld. Again, this is just the one thing I'm focusing on. Looking for a panic sell, looking for it to break down. It's kind of wedging right now, so it's staying in this wedge pattern. So I'm hoping this little wedge pattern breaks to the downside, and if it does, should be a good payday. Let's go. Panic sell. Is this the panic sell here on SeaWorld? And if it is, let's go. Boom, like a rock. All right, so I'm getting ready to cover up 1,500 shares on SeaWorld here. Lock in some money on it. Just come on, smash another point. Looking for it to really panic here. If it can break below the previous low a day, we should get a massive sell-off here on SeaWorld. All right, so I'm covering up 1,500 there on SeaWorld. So just covered up majority of my order on SeaWorld there. Still holding short 1,500 shares. Come on, SeaWorld, what you about to do? So still holding SeaWorld here. Would like to see it go for another leg down. We are at previous low a day, so I am risking the possibility of a short squeeze, just a little double bottom squeeze, which I think is going to happen. But I'm going to try and be patient and hold these last 1,500 shares here on SeaWorld. See if it gives us another leg down. If it gives us that next leg down towards 24, I think that's going to put me green on the day after all the big losses we've had. So still holding short. Boom, there it goes. Smash. Come on, a little bit more. It's on the 100 moving average right now. If it can just get below this and really panic sell, that's going to be beautiful. Come on, buddy. 720s. Bid and ask are pretty even right now. Yeah, I might get ready to cover up here my last 1,500 shares, and I am. I'm going to take it. So all out, my last 1,500 shares. And with that trade, that'll put me down, still down $700 on the day. So that was the one trade that kind of brought me back there. So that's good. A few bad trades in the morning, kind of had some FOMO, took some bad entries, got my shit together. And now we're only down 700 on the day. So good stuff. SeaWorld looks like it's actually going to go lower, but it's okay. That's okay. You can't sit there and dwell over all the possibilities that could have been. Just keep your head on straight. Get yourself $700 winner, put yourself back in the green, and keep your streak going. I'm still watching SeaWorld. I might even possibly take another trade on it. Just watching it for right now. I mean, if SeaWorld does pop up again to like some resistance, I'll definitely hammer it back down. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like you're going to panic here and just dump. So I could short this 1 minute pullback for the next leg down. Yeah, I didn't do it. I was too nervous to pull and jump the gun on that. But there goes the push I was talking about. SeaWorld's still having some trouble, man. Tesla's just kind of up towards, 350s, 352s, not doing a whole lot. Just kind of seeing some resistance there. SeaWorld's holding below the 100 moving average. Still kind of fighting there. Just watching it for right now, being patient. Yeah, I'll take a look at AMD. If you look at AMD dumped. It's squeezed all the way back up towards like the previous high of day. So I actually might look to short AMD here. I'm taking AMD short with 3,000 shares. It's back up towards like previous high of day. So there should be some resistance here. I actually might look to short a little bit more. Yeah, I just added more to the short 2,000 shares. So I'm in short AMD 5,000 shares. Looking for this to kind of just roll over a little bit here, dump out. Risk is going to be high a day at 1879. So if it can break through 1879, I'll look to exit. So that's where my stop is. So my entry is 1875. So my stop is about 4 cents. So tight stop, 5,000 shares. Just looking for it to fail to squeeze towards highs and then kind of roll over. AMD has been strong recently, so this might fail. It did. So I'm already exiting there. Not going to risk it squeezing, and it just squeezed. Look at that. Tons of sellers in on AMD right now too. So I could have just been a little bit early on the short. SeaWorld rolling over again, looking to kind of push into new lows. Yeah, there was massive sellers there. So still watching AMD potentially short here. Oh yeah, I see that. There is some news there on AMD for the pre-sale their new processor. That could be it, but there's a lot of sellers still at this 1880s mark. So just going to keep it on watch closely. SeaWorld's trying to squeeze higher, but yet it's still failing. So this might lead to another short possibly. So that trade's going to put me down. So sitting down about 900 bucks on the day. All right, I'm getting re-short here on AMD as it's rolling over. Took a little bit of a late entry. So going to see if this can roll over for us. Even with the news, I kind of just like the way the chart pattern's looking. So currently short AMD, 5,000 shares. Probably be a little bit of a thing there. So starting to pull back for us. A lot of sellers hopping in here along with buyers. So there's kind of a mixed traffic right now. A bunch of buyers, a bunch of sellers. Just after that big squeeze, I know it's ready to pull back at least some. Or this could be just a slight dip on AMD before we go for like a little cup and handle breakout. So just holding short for right now. Unless it starts to reverse on me, then I'll look to exit. Boom, good push there on AMD to the downside. Still holding short AMD with 5,000 shares. Sellers or buyers are starting to back off a little bit. We're coming close to the VWAP here on AMD, and I don't know if we're going to break it. It's trying to. Sellers are still coming in on AMD. All right, I'm taking it off. All right, so I'm all out of AMD there for a small $500 win, scalp trade, basically getting back some of the money I previously lost on AMD. SeaWorld still having trouble breaking to the upside, just kind of consolidating now. So WMLP is actually starting to kind of reverse a little bit. It's trying to push to the upside. This is what I was talking about that could lead to a big short squeeze today, is this kind of curling pattern. And I'm hopping in long on WMLP. So I just got in long on WMLP with 3,000 shares. If this does spike, it's going to be a big win. And it just got halted. So WMLP currently got halted. So this could be very good or very bad for my position, considering that the price hardly even started moving before I got, as I got filled. So in long, WMLP, 3,000 shares. We'll see how this works. If this goes in my favor, strong, this could just put me back up to positive on the day or where I need to be. If it doesn't, then it could be a big red one, big red day. So it's been some back and forth trading. IQ is up to the 2950. So IQ is starting to move, eh? Yep, there it goes, squeezing. Yeah, I don't know if there's enough volume on WMLP to really get this thing moving. We'll see. SeaWorld's still struggling where it's at right now. It's got a nice consolidation going on the 100 moving average. This could lead to a good dip buy here on SeaWorld. Might have some short sellers start covering up and causing that price to really squeeze up. AMD, yep, AMD did that little cup and handle that I was talking about. I was saying that's why I was a little bit nervous about holding that short too long at the VWAP, understanding that it could have been a nice little buy area for a reverse to the upside. So just kind of waiting for WMLP to unhalt. See what this does for us. Again, very light volume on WMLP. Took me a little bit to get filled. We'll see what it does when it opens up. For WMLP, I mean, that is being very early to the party. So if this is going to move, I mean, we should be some of the first in there if this does start pushing. All right, let's sit back and hopefully our WMLP squeezes like I was anticipating this morning. Netflix still kind of chopping around. Tesla still kind of chopping up towards previous resistance from Friday. IQ is just kind of chopping around right now. Not doing a whole lot. It is up towards that 2950s resistance I was talking to you guys about. So we'll see what that does for us. Ooh, WMLP opened up. It's up a little bit more. Nice. So I just sold 1,500 shares on WMLP to play it safe, lock in some money. If this starts coming back down, I'm going to exit fully. There's just not a whole lot of volume there attracting it yet. And it's up to the 200 moving average, which is a resistance. If it can get over the 200 moving average, we should see a pretty big pop on it. All right, so fully out of WMLP, I exited. I didn't like the way it was reacting on that 200 moving average, so I did fully exit. The volume was super low, so I did end up getting a win out of it, $387. Probably exited soon. It might end up squeezing even more, but again, I just didn't like the way it was reacting at the 200 moving average. It failed, so now it's starting to squeeze back up, so that's all good, is what it is. $387 winner, all out. That brings me down to a loss of $370 on the day, which I can easily get back.